In today's video, we discuss the #1 gut danger for vegans. It isn't cancer, it isn't IBS, and it isn't even colitis. So let's jump into the video. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As always, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering the SIBO, organic acid, stool tests and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. So before jumping into everything, I quickly want to show you some figures of how problematic digestive issues have become worldwide. Digestive issues include functional gastrointestinal disorders, irritable bowel syndrome, and other conditions affecting the digestive tract. And these obviously range from mild discomfort to life-threatening conditions. A recent large multinational study examined around 73,000 people from 33 countries for 22 gut conditions. And it found that nearly 40% of those people had a gastrointestinal disorder. Also in the study, 49% of females and 36.6% of males met the criteria for at least one functional gut disorder. The most common disorders across all regions included functional constipation, functional dyspepsia, which is a chronic upset stomach, cramping in the rectum area, functional diarrhea, and IBS with varying prevalence rates. The prevalence of IBS specifically varies by region, with about 7% prevalence noted in Southeast Asia and Middle Eastern countries, 11.8 to 14% in North American, North European and Australasian countries, and 15 to 21% in South European and African regions. And we also know in this study and other similar studies that functional gut disorders have been steadily increasing over the last 30 years. Now, there have been many things that have contributed towards these gut issues. A worsening of dietary patterns, increases in certain medications being prescribed, increasing levels of stress, decrease in levels of exercise, alcohol, recreational drugs, a lack of fibre in people's diets. The list literally goes on and on. Now to the nuts and bolts of this video, the #1 gut danger for vegans, like I said at the start of the video. It isn't cancer, it isn't IBS, it isn't colitis, or any of these types of gut problems. It all boils down to what I would call indecision. So functional gut problems for most people, including vegans, don't just happen overnight. Yes, there are exceptions to this, such as post-infectious IBS and other problems that can come on very quickly. But for the vast majority of people with gut issues that become problematic, whereby they are affecting the quality of a person's life, well, they don't just happen overnight. They often start off very low level with maybe some increased gas and bloating or constipation, and the person will often overlook or ignore these because they are not so problematic. Then usually over a period of weeks or months, these issues get progressively worse until they may visit their doctor and they will be given a blanket diagnosis of IBS. And their doctor will usually say that there is little that can be done other than dietary modifications. So armed with that information, the person doesn't and shouldn't take this diagnosis at face value, and they start doing their own research online. And here they hit the wild, wild west, from everything from eliminating foods, fasting, extreme diets, cleanses, and everything in between. The person's symptoms are now becoming more severe, and it's starting to affect their mental health, which further exacerbates their digestive issues. And all of this becomes a vicious cycle. The person then jumps from forum to forum and Facebook group to Facebook group, trying every recommendation that they see online. This is only natural because you simply want the pain gone, and you will do whatever it takes. But in this state, you become more vulnerable to listening to information that ordinarily you wouldn't even give a second thought. So just now I said the #1 gut danger for vegans is indecision. So what exactly do I mean by this? So indecision in this context is obviously doing nothing until your digestive issues become problematic. If there was a crack in one of your walls at home, you certainly wouldn't leave it until your house was crumbling down. If your car was making all sorts of banging noises and smoking all over the place, you wouldn't continue to drive it until your engine blew. So quite simply, don't take this approach with your digestive issues. The earlier you deal with your problems, the more likely you will resolve them quickly. And if you deal with digestive issues early, then this will have a lesser impact on your quality of life and also your mental health. And if you catch things early, then you will potentially save yourself a lot of money. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to who have wasted thousands on every type of lotion and potion going. And more importantly, dealing with gut issues before they become problematic can also significantly reduce your chances of preventing secondary conditions. Many people with IBS and other gut issues go on to develop all manner of health issues such as thyroid problems and joint problems. We see time and time again these ex-vegans on social media saying, I had these digestive issues for 3 years and I tried everything to fix them. So dietary modifications, fasting, raw diets, and even supplements. Okay, did you speak to any health professional or do any testing? Well, no, because I saw this one doctor who said it was IBS and I lost all faith in all mainstream practitioners giving advice. Like I have said before, this isn't me having a dig at ex-vegans or anyone. I was one of those people who spent thousands trying to regain my health and tried all sorts of supplements and guidance from the internet that was never going to help me. So what I'm boiling all of this down to is that if you're experiencing any type of digestive issues, whether that be gas and bloating, cramping, constipation, or any health issues for that matter, that is going on for any period of time, then deal with it in that moment. Don't keep putting it off and off before you try and do something about it, because at the point at which most people try and intervene, things have already got out of control, or things have become so much more complicated to try and resolve them. Or even worse, things have been left for so long that they have now passed the point of no return, and the best the person can hope for is managing the symptoms as best as possible. Remember, money, houses, cars and materials mean zero. Health is your true wealth, and once that is gone, you are left with very little. Anyhow, that's the end of today's video, and if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out this one up here because I'm sure you'll find it equally interesting. And the only other thing that's left for me to say is to remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.